In our breakfast news this morning, roles of fathers in building a godly society re-echoes as international community marks Father's Sunday. Anambra State government sales of electronic market at Iweka Road, Onitsha. Bureau of Public Enterprises gets new DG. Thousands of Malawians pay tributes to late Vice President. Before the news in detail, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. A very good morning to you and welcome to our breakfast news this morning. My name is Ijoma Uche. Fathers have been described as the glories of every home, and without their sacrifices and assistance to mothers, the home may not be a safe place to live in. The Archbishop Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger and Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim, made these remarks and the 2024 messages for Father's Sunday celebration of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion. Speaking on the theme, Christian fathers are living testimonies of God's glory, Archbishop Ibezim noted that God made man in his image, just a little lower than angels, and in charge of creation as God ordained it to be so. He urged Christian fathers to seek Jesus Christ in truth and spirit, so that his glory will be revealed upon them to live out their full potentials in God. The prelate advised men to surrender totally to the Lordship of Christ, to manifest his glory, which entails fearing God and to keep his commandments. Archbishop Ibezim further advised men to love their family for the sake of Christ's kingdom, thereby making their salvation sure in Christ Jesus. In his remarks, the chaplain Awka Diocesan Fathers Fellowship, Venerable Vincent Nkendelim, emphasized that God has designated fathers as the heads of their families and urged them not to misuse their authority to mistreat their wives and children. Venerable Nkendelim, who is the vicar, St. Matthew's Anglican Church, Amobia, further called on fathers to fear God, keep his commandments, and avoid unethical actions in their pursuit of daily sustenance. The Anambra State government has sealed off electronic markets at Iweka Road in Onitsha over its refusal to relocate to its permanent site in Atani, Obaru local government area. The managing director of Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra State, or CHA Brigades, Comrade Celestine Anere, gave the reason for the sealing of the market in an interview immediately after conducting the exercise. Comrade Anere explained that the relocation of the markets became expedient due to the fact that the location at the current site did not allow the planning of the city and poor waste disposal practice in the market. He said these reasons have made the decongestion of the Iweka exits of the old market imminent. According to Comrade Anere, the closure of the market became the last resort for government after traders at the market bluntly refused to relocate to the new permanent site, despite several notices and pleadings by the state government. He assured the traders that the new site is better planned to accommodate them, as the government has provided necessary facilities to conducive buying and selling, and enjoined traders to relocate to the new site in Atani. The Ocha boss maintained that the resistance by the market union is a waste of time, as no one has the right to institute or plan a market relocation without the state government's approval, and asked the traders to hit the ground running by utilizing the opportunity for a better conducive business atmosphere devoid of fraud and touting. Fathers in an Anglican Communion Awka Diocese yesterday joined the celebration of International Fathers Sunday, the day which started with a special church service to honor the fathers for their dogged roles in families and society at large. We are also to remind them of their primary responsibilities towards building a better society. When ABS crew monitored some of the churches in Awka and environ, they were seen conducting church service ranging from reading the lessons, prayers, and other major roles in church service. They were also seen adorned with their uniforms depicting the mood of the day, while members of the family normally shower special love, prayers, and present different gifts to them for recognizing their efforts in the families. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzo-Okoye filed the report.
The Archdeacon on the Lake Archdeaconry and Vicar St. Stephen's Church, Agolo, Venerable Silas Ike, whose sermon centers on the theme of the day, said fathers are living testimonies, therefore should remain perfect and righteous before God, to be fair and peaceful, carry adversary roles as well, remove self from drunkenness, idol worship, and gutter fathers. Venerable Silas maintained that within the society, things are shattered due to weakness of some fathers, asking them not to entice their wealth to immortal paths, rather love, nurture, and be a beacon and pillar in which their families will stand.
Inna nke nzukọ Kraịst no ha bụ ihe atụ nke ebube Chineke, no ha bụ nlegara anya, no ha bụ ngọzi wee nye ọbụnadị ọgbọ a n'ụwa nke Chineke kere, n'ihi na ọ bụ ha ka etinyere ife niile n'aka ilekọta ha. Gịnị ka fa ya eme? Ha ya ahụ ndị nwunye fa n'anya, hụ na ezinụlọ fa n'anya, wee nye aka wee dozie n'ụmụ, wee dozie n'ife niile ka ọ gaa nke ọma, ghara itinye aghụghọ ka ha ghara ịbụ ndị aṅụrụma, n'ihi na ha bụ ide nke ezinụlọ.
At Christ Redemption Church, Ezoka, the vicar, Venerable Dr. Res Kanu, said Christian fathers to show others who God is, lead them to a righteous path in ensuring that sanity and morals are upheld, noting that many things have gone wrong in today's Nigeria because of slumber from some fathers, encouraging them to sit up and embrace their responsibilities.
Today's service, the theme is Christian fathers are living testimony of God's glory. That is to say that Christian fathers are to show others who God is, are to show the family how to approach God and how beautiful and glorious God is to the family, to the society, to our nation, Nigeria.
Also at St. Mark's Church in Enugu, Venerable Dr. Nnamdi Emendu reminded all fathers that inasmuch as they are the head of the family, that they should carry everybody along to meet their destination and live a righteous life in making homes a holy family, so as to enjoy the fruit of God's glory.
That we have to be submissive. So if you are the head or you are the pillar of the house, does not mean that you are in control of everything. You carry everybody along. That's my message today. A father needs to carry the wife, the children along. If we move along, definitely we meet our destination. That's why part of our team today says we are holy people. So holiness entails that you need to live a righteous life.
Contributing, a member of Christian Fathers Fellowship in Agolo, Sir Benson Orakwelo, said being a father is worth celebrating, encouraging every father to carry their responsibilities with love, even with challenges, as God is with them. Special thanksgiving, prayers, and presentation of gifts to fathers climax the services covered. Amaka Chibuzo-Okoye, ABS News.
The Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, has charged fathers to always aspire to be role models and shining light in their various families, the church, and the larger society. Speaking on the significance of this year's International Father's Day, Dr. Ibezim, who is also a member of the Knighthood of Order of St. Paul in the Anglican Communion, charged Christian fathers to always lead their families in prayers, as according to him, every father is a pastor in his family. The Deputy Governor of Anambra State, who regretted that many fathers are falling short of expectations in their various roles in both the church and the larger society, called on such fathers to have a rethink. Dr. Ibezim used the opportunity to call on Christian fathers to continue with their prayer and support to the Professor Chukwuma Soludo-led administration in Anambra State, saying that the government has a series of programs geared towards improving the living standards of Ndi Anambra. The Deputy Governor charged fathers to always invest in education of their children. to secure a bright future for them, urged them to avail their children the opportunity of the free education policy of the Anambra State government from primary to junior secondary school by sending them to school to acquire quality and sound education. The Archbishop Province of the Niger and Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim, has charged fathers to live their lives in the fear of God in order to achieve their full potential and grow their families in the path of God. Most Reverend Ibezim gave the charge during our special service held at Church of the Pentecost to mark Father's Sunday celebration in the Anglican Church. Correspondent Chukwuemeka Modelem now reports.
A moment of joy to fathers who worshipped at the church, including the managing director of the Anambra Broadcasting Service, Sachido Obidiegwu, as they danced and sang praises to God for keeping them alive to celebrate their day. Most Reverend Ibezim, whose message centered on the theme of this year's Father's Day celebration, which is Christian fathers are living testimony of God's glory, delivered by the vicar of the church, Venerable Ekene Nwafu, thanked God for the gift of fathers to humanity and described them as the glory of every home, and without their sacrifices and unwavering assistance to mothers, the home may not be a safe place to live in. The Archbishop noted that fathers are the image of God that carry his glory and can only manifest God's glory by fearing him and seeking to keep his commandments always. Most Reverend Ibezim enjoined fathers to love their families by making a significant sacrifice for their salvation and well-being, and appreciated all fathers in Awka Anglican Diocese for their sacrifices for the progress of the diocese.
As a Christian father, when you seek Jesus Christ in truth and in spirit, the glory is revealed upon you to live out your full potentials in God. As the image of God that carries his glory, the man must surrender totally to the Lordship of Jesus Christ.
In an interview, some fathers who attended the service, including the Accountant General of Anambra State, Dr. Chukwudi Okoli, and a former member that represented Agonta 1 constituency in Anambra State House of Assembly, Honorable Tim Ebuka, explained that Father's Sunday is a day designed to honor fathers, whom God has bequeathed the responsibilities of molding, guiding, and providing for the family.
We have a lot of responsibility placed upon us. We should understand that. It is our duty to unite our families. It's our duty to show them the pathway to follow. And that pathway is Jesus Christ. Without Christ in your family, you are in crisis.
I'm happy to be a father and to celebrate other fathers. And the fathers that are before us, who laid the foundation and gave us the inspiration. And we are making effort to pass it to our upcoming generation.
The special service also featured cutting of cake by the celebrants to mark their day, prayers for fathers and their families. In Awka, Chukwuemeka Modelem, ABS News.
Beautiful downstairs style by the MD of ABS, Chido Obidiegwu. Happy Father's Sunday to you. Moving on now, as the global community marks the International Father's Day, the Speaker of the Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Somto Chukwudeze, has enjoined fathers to lead their families with good morals and other virtues expected of responsible fathers, and shown as capable of debasing their integrity. And this, in his goodwill message to Nigerian fathers, especially those in the Anglican Communion, who also commemorated their day yesterday. Right Honorable Deze told the contributions of fathers to the peace and progress of families and urged them to always work towards breeding responsible families. The Speaker encouraged fathers not to relent amid several discouragements, but to continue to offer their best to their families, reminding them that their family units are looking up to them for provision, guidance, and protection. He charged mothers to complement the efforts of the fathers in the upkeep of their homes by showing more love and respect to their husbands as the source of encouragement. On the International Day of the African Child, which was also being observed yesterday, Right Honorable Deze called on governments at all levels to implement the Child's Rights Act to reposition the future of children of the country, while calling African nations to show more commitment towards providing quality education to every child in Africa. The Speaker commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo for his efforts in ensuring that education in the state conforms with the standard of global best practices. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Ayodeji Weleyi as the Director General of the Bureau of Public Enterprises, BPE. Presidential spokesperson Nigeria Ngeleye disclosed this in a statement on Saturday. According to him, Mr. Weleyi is a renowned financial expert and award-winning chartered accountant. The new DG, Weleyi, has over 30 years of post-qualification experience in diverse sections including manufacturing, fast-moving consumer goods, FMCG, investments and commercial banking, project financing, telecommunications, infrastructure, and public administration. He was the board chairman of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, and the Commissioner of Finance in Lagos State from 2013 to 2015. President Tinubu urged Mr. Weleyi to bring his vast experience and the competence to bear in this role to strengthen the agency as the National Resource Center for Capacity Building and Sustenance of Reforms. Accordingly, he is expected to drive the BPE through the promotion of a competitive private sector-driven economy, ensuring social accountability and the efficient deployment of public resources, as well as advancing effective corporate governance and the financial discipline in the public and the private sector. Tens of thousands of Malawians are taking part in the funeral service at the National Stadium to pay tribute to the vice president who was killed in a plane crash last week. Solaus Chilema, 51, was considered as a breath of fresh as the Malawian politics. He was an eloquent public speaker and energetic campaigner who held huge sway among the youth, who account for more than half of Malawians. He was a devout Catholic, and the service includes a full mass. He will be buried in his hometown district of Mechau, 180 kilometers south of Milengwe, on today being Monday, which has been declared a public holidays in Malawi. The service at the Bingu National Stadium began with moving tributes from his family, as the 41,000 capacity stadium is full with more people outside. His coffin, draped in Malawi's red, green, and black flag, was brought into the stadium by a guard of honor. His son, Sien, recalled what a loving father he was, how he always had time for children and played games with them, adding that his father had been extremely competitive and always wanted to win. Mr. Chilema died last Monday as he traveled in a military aircraft to the northern town of Nkatabe, where he was to attend the funeral of a former cabinet minister. The entire crew and other passengers on board, including former First Lady Shanley Zimbiri, also perished. Media source, rest in peace. And that's the first news this morning, but remember that you can follow our news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us on Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka, on X at ABS Radio TV, and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Main points again. Roles of fathers in building a godly society has re-echoed as international community marks Father's Sunday. Anambra State government has sealed off electronic markets at Iweka Road, Onitsha. Bureau of Public Enterprises gets new DG. And finally, thousands of Malawians paid tributes to late Vice President. And that's the news this morning. And just before we go, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news this morning. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Ijoma Uche. Very good morning to you.